Have you ever felt that mix of excitement and nervousness when you're about to tackle something totally new?
Oh, definitely.
Especially, learning a language, that feeling where you really want to speak, but there's that bit of shyness holding you back.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into some really practical, uh, actionable insights for mastering English, especially if you're just starting out.
Exactly. And our mission here is to pull out the most valuable nuggets from a guide that's, well, it's designed to make learning English feel much more accessible, maybe even fun.
Fun. Okay.
And we know that initial hurdle, that shyness, it's so common. It's often the biggest roadblock for learners.
Right. So if shyness is the big hurdle,
Mm.
what's the first, the most powerful thing our sources suggest to get past it? The first step.
It's actually pretty direct. Just speak English.
Just start.
Yeah, even if it feels kind of broken when you begin, the guide is clear. Don't delay starting to speak.
Okay, but why does that work so well?
Well, the fascinating part is why. It basically shifts your focus. You stop worrying about knowing all the big words,
Right.
and instead you focus on just communicating clearly. It builds your confidence, from the ground up. You use simple, effective language and don't feel so overwhelmed.
So it's like creating momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like building this positive feedback loop in your brain, strengthening those pathways for speaking.
Okay, so we're building that foundational confidence just by, opening our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our sources show that one of the biggest fears, making mistakes, can actually help us learn. What are some common traps, grammatical mistakes beginners often make? And are the fixes simple?
Oh, yeah, some are really common. A classic one the guide points out is something like, she don't like ice cream.
Heard that one a lot.
Right. And the
Yeah.
simple fix, which sounds so much better, is just, she doesn't like ice cream.
A small change, big difference.
Huge difference. And this brings up another key point, direct translation.
Translating word for word from your own language.
Yeah. Exactly. Different languages structure ideas differently. So you might hear, I am having cold.
Right, because in some languages you are cold, condition-wise.
Precisely. But in correct English, it's simply, I have a cold. Recognizing these isn't just about fixing mistakes. It actually gives you insight into how languages work differently, how they frame reality. Spotting these helps you sound much more natural.
Those little corrections really add up. Okay, so we're building confidence with simple sentences, starting to avoid common traps. What about the words themselves? Vocabulary can feel huge and daunting.
It can, but the deep dive has smart advice here too. It really pushes focusing on simple, high-frequency words, things you use every day.
Like what kind of words?
Well, the guide gives 5 examples you'll definitely use. Busy, hungry, late, happy, and tired.
Okay, standard stuff.
Standard, yes, but crucial. And it's not just knowing them. The key is actively practicing them.
How so?
Don't just think the word busy. Actually say out loud, I am busy right now. Or instead of just thinking late, say, sorry, I'm late. This active spoken practice really cements the words, makes them your words.
So it all comes back to actually speaking, building that confidence to overcome the shyness.
Exactly.
What other strategies do our sources give to really bolster that speaking confidence, to feel less nervous and maybe more excited?
Yeah, there are some very practical methods outlined. Things like listening to English podcasts, speaking in front of a mirror.
Does that really work, the mirror thing?
It sounds odd, but yes. Seeing yourself speak can be helpful, and recording your own voice lets you hear how you actually sound. It can be incredibly insightful.
Okay, I can see that. Anything else?
Another really powerful one is shadowing English speakers.
Shadowing. What's that?
It's where you listen to someone speaking English, maybe from a podcast or a video, and you immediately try to copy their exact intonation, rhythm, and speed.
Oh, like mimicking them in real time.
Almost exactly, yeah, like singing along to a song. It helps you feel the natural flow of the language without getting too bogged down in grammar rules at that moment.
That sounds like a great technique.
It really is. And overall, for steady progress without pressure, the guide really emphasizes short, daily practice. Just 5 minutes consistently can make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. These practical strategies, from taking that first brave step with small sentences,
Starting simple.
to sidestepping common errors, boosting daily vocabulary, and then building that essential confidence through active, consistent practice like shadowing or just 5 minutes a day.
And the core message, the really vital thing to remember, is that fluency isn't about being perfect right away.
Right.
It's about consistent communication. confident communication,
Mhm.
built step by step, chipping away at that shyness.
So a final thought for you listening. Based on everything we've talked about today, what is one tiny, simple English sentence or phrase you